Hey, I'm gonna be reacting to The Promised Neverland Season 2, Episode 10, and I will be watching it from Funimation's website, and I'll be starting my reaction from the minute and 30-second mark. And 1, 0, go! Alright, I'm pumped up for some, hopefully, greatness. Can hopefully have enough firepower though to get all the kids to safety at the very least. You know, I find it surprising though that all this information that was in the device is still accurate. I'd imagine that things aren't going to go as smoothly as they expect, only because things change over a certain amount of time. Oh, this traitorous little baldy. I hope he gets his comeuppance soon. He should realize, though, that if he does betray him, then he can get... The thing is, can he truly trust the verbal agreements, though? Especially from people who operate with demons? This dude. Oh. All right. And you know, the plan sounds really darn good. That's what really irks me the most. And him all smiling all cocky like as if nothing is gonna go wrong. Man. Oh man, that's last mile. Jeez. Yo, now it doesn't seem like Phil's aged a single bit though, considering quite a good amount of time has passed between seasons 1 and 2. Oh, well, no, he has gone a little bit tall now that I think about it. Now that they positioned him from a different angle. I just hope that if push comes to shove, though, Emma and the others are ready to kill, though, if need be. Because I don't think this is going to go down completely peacefully, though. They're going to have to get mentally prepare themselves for the worst case scenario. Aww, it's fucking adorable. Hopefully they can change the stance they got when it comes to humans eventually, because that smile seems like Sanju and Mijikata seems like they might actually change their stance on humans in due time, you know? As they get to spend more time with them. Oh! Oh, no. Getting bad vibes about this. Okay, this is making paranoid because for a second I thought something bad was going to happen behind Emma. No. I mean, y'all can't blame my paranoia, though. Considering there's a traitor among their midst. I can only hope that Norman's playing 4D chess and he's on top of everything. Thankfully, though, at least Phil knows completely what's going on, so if something were to happen, he'll at least be on his figurative toes, and hopefully he'll be able to guide the others to safety if push comes to shove. Once, of course, Emma, Norman, and the others give him an opening. Whoa! I mean, I was hoping they'd at least go a good amount of time undetected. And the worst part is they still got the little children as hostages, so even if they do manage to somehow outmaneuver the demons, they would still be in... Oh, no, they look like decoys. Because some of them look empty. Nice! Yeah, I don't see anyone inside of those air balloons. Yo! I like it where this is going. Hope there's some makeshift explosions too set up in some of those air balloons so that they can at the very least... Oh, there's no bombs? Oh, yes there is! Yes! Good shit. Yeah. Sucks for them. That ain't gonna be as easy as I think it is. Jeez! He's got the strength of a monster. I mean, heck, they reap what they sow. For the atrocities against humanity, they should also expect atrocities to be thrown towards them. I mean, that's how they say it. You live by the blade, you die by it. But who knows how long the good fortune's gonna last. No! That's what they're worried about? Aww. I mean, it's adorable in its own way, duh. And that's the type of charm I like to see. So in their series as well, you get to see on occasion some of their childlike moments of some of the youngins. It really does give this series sometimes an occasional nice bit of levity that livens things up. I'm just be worried if they actually manage to outstrength those ropes, though. I mean, those demons don't look like no joke from a strength standpoint. I'd like to see these mates act like hot shit once they lose the upper hand. Oh boy. All right, fellas, time to step it up. I actually wouldn't mind. Considering he had a little bit of emphasis in season 1. Okay, for some reason, his face kind of looked a Batman shape for some reason. Well, at least the back of his head looked Batman shape. And there too! So it still kind of reminds me of Batman's back cloak. Ah. Mm-hmm. I mean, hey! At least that confirms where they got the information from. Millie Minerva at the very least. But speaking of which, though, you would think they would change the position and insert things in the facility, though, to at the very least make sure that the information that William Minerva had was a little bit more outdated. I don't know, kind of just feels like a slight plot hole for me, considering like a certain amount of time has passed. Most security facilities, if there's weaknesses in their facilities, they would change it up. Or at least try to. I'm just saying. Oh, hell. And we all know the maids are it! And you know there's actually, there's actually precedence to this. Concerning season 1, they were teaching the kids how to do like the game of tag while expertly avoiding others. I like how there's a nice expansion of that. Of some of the stuff we saw in season 1. So this is actually nice in its own way. I'm just afraid of Isabella, what she's going to do to... Oh. Whew, man, I'm getting paranoid as hell because there's still the fact that they got to contend against Isabella. If she somehow intercepts the little children. Yo, the trap set's pretty damn epic. I'm gonna have to... Oh, yes! The touch reunion I've been waiting for. Aww. Oh man! There's only so much sweetness I can take. And honestly, there Emma looked like a doubting mother there for a small bit. And it's looking adorable. Alrighty. The only thing is, though, I hope they're not all binding to a single place, though, because... I don't know, I'm starting to get some bad feelings about this. Hope it's just my paranoia sitting in, though, but you never... Oh, snap. Yeah, I kind of felt for a bit that all the kids were in a single place. There had to be some kind of trap place there. Because it felt way too darn easy. I don't think she has the right to be calling them her precious children. With all the shit she's done... I can only hope that Norman has some kind of backup plan, but it doesn't look like that's... Oh! Jeez! That woman should not even have the right to call herself a mother with the type of atrocities that she's done. But... I can hope Sandra and company actually have some kind of plan, though. Because honestly, that is the only way I can see the children, Emma, Ray, and Norman, get out of this. And you know, that's actually what I like about Emma. Despite adversity being hurled directly towards her face, she still doesn't have that never die attitude. Oh! Oh, damn! Wait, so she's implying rebellion? Yeah, I mean, this doesn't feel out of place considering that I was wondering what the hell could have convinced Isabella to betray the kids. But then on second thought, yeah, there had to have been nothing that could have really convinced her to betray the kids. Aww. Aww, man, that more smile. I mean, she was straight with the firearms. Yo, Peter looks like he's about to piss his pants. Like the little bitch he is. Wait. Well, unless he has like some kind of like secret hidden stashed army of demons about to fall upon him. That's the... Ah, shit, I was kind of hoping he'd be bluffing. And just the way he's talking to this among his fellow humans, what an irredeemable sack of trash. Oh yeah, Sanju and company. Or it could also be someone else entirely. Oh. Oh wait, could it be the demons from the village? Oh yeah, they must have been given the blood. Yes! Oh man. And even if they weren't blocked, I doubt the reinforcements would be able to diddly squat. Talk about a Rasuno type of scenario. I just love how the children are all happy, but Isabel looks all mindfucked. But hey. I mean, should it really quantify as evil blood, though, if it's helping out all the civilians keep their sanity? I highly doubt that. Alrighty. I actually like how, even though yes, the series does admit straight up that Emma was kind of lucky that things turned out the way they did, I do like how we see the consequences, though. Positive consequences of Emma and Norman's actions, too. I'm pretty sure, though, humans and demons have learned from their mistakes, though. That's the only difference. They have the advantage of history to learn from. He ain't wrong about that, but there are certain sacrifices that can be avoided, though. Oh no. Should Emma be I mean, I guess I wouldn't blame her for doing that. It just feels like Peter is the type of insane type of dude who would be absolutely petting, would contemplate doing something that's underhanded though, just out of sheer pettiness. I mean, at least that's the vibe I get from him. I mean, yeah, I could be completely wrong and off base because I have the perspective of anime only. But regardless, that's just my stance. Now, in saying that though, actually, here's the thing. I liked the episode. There are bits I liked about it, and there are bits I didn't like about it. Let me just start out quickly by the bits I didn't like. You can definitely tell the production of The Promised Neverland Season 2 is kind of fallen a bit because there's actually one of the first few episodes in the series where you do notice there's a lot of stills. But in saying that, the positives definitely outweigh the negatives. It was nice to get in a roundabout way confirmation that, yeah, all that information they got in the previous episode was from Minervia. Now, in saying that though, I kind of do question why didn't the farms actually change up their security infrastructure? It just feels like it's a bit too convenient that the security would be kept completely the same, you know? Because I know, like in prisons, whenever people get out, they change them up. You would think that they would have been changed up. But there were positives though. There was a lot of plot progression at the very least. And it was nice to actually get to see the demons that were not given optimal treatment actually rebel. So that finally they can actually make their thoughts known out loud. Like things like that are really darn positive. And plus, at least they're finally giving us a means of an end game for the series. As even as the season has been, at the very least, it seems like it's going to at least stick an interesting landing, even though, yes, it'll be rushed. And Isabella actually being on the side of the children was actually a nice twist, and I guess if I look at it a bit more deeply, yeah, I guess it would make sense that she wouldn't go up against the kids, considering the fact that, yeah, in season 1, she did go all out in helping them out. And plus, no matter what they were going to offer her, it makes sense that she still stick by them. So, her going for the side of the kids, it doesn't feel completely out of place. And, aside from that, I do like how it shows you that Isabella wasn't wasting time. How she helped get rid of, like, the device that was in all the other maids that put their lives in danger. Like, things like that really made the episode positive. But in saying that, I did feel some of the negatives, though, that I do got a question. Like, for example, I kind of wish there would have been a bit more emphasis on the Peter individual, you know? Because it's just like he just feels there. He doesn't really feel like he has the it factor as an antagonist. Well, in Promised Neverland Season 1, he had antagonists, well, at least former antagonists, like Isabella, and even Crone, where I felt constant fear. Just being like, holy shit, about almost everything they did. Like, everything they did just had, like, the holy fuck, what's gonna happen factor. And this season, I haven't felt like that holy cow factor from Peter. So that's one of the downsides about this episode. I enjoyed it. I do enjoy seeing the civilians rise up and helping Emma out. But it does feel a bit rushed in a few places because... And then not giving Peter's build-up, it's like, yes, we know he's in charge of, he has a significant amount of power, but since we haven't really had enough time to get characterization on him, I don't fear the same type of fear I felt when the kids were going up against Isabella in Season 1. So that's why this episode, even though, yes, it had some positives, it does lack that narrative oomph. And that's why... When it comes to a story standpoint, even though, yes, I did enjoy this episode, I do gotta at least acknowledge some of its weaknesses. I can't just straight up ignore them. Now, in saying that, though, let me mention some of the other positives in this episode, though. Because, yes, even though there were those downsides, I do like the fact that you do see the old man actually come to the aid of the children. That was actually really darn awfully sweet. I was like, okay, this I absolutely dig in the door. And on top of that, I do like the fact that for this episode, you get some character development for Isabella when she steps it up for the kids. So I thought that was really sweet. It made some nice, heartfelt, soul-filled moments. And another thing that I also like about this episode too, aside from like the story beats, I do like the fact that for this episode, even though the visuals weren't the prettiest, at the very least, the artwork was on model for most sequences, aside from a few derps here and there. And some of the things like the spears hitting the hot air balloons or the hot air balloons activating did look good. There were some nice animated cuts here and there. And the vocal performances were great. So that's why some of the downsides, despite some of the downsides of this episode, if I had to rate it on a scale of, say, 1 to 10, with 1 being abysmal, 5 being average, and 10 being exceptional, I'll give it a solid 7.25 out of 10 for a bit above average. But the weaknesses do keep this episode from being an absolute greatness tier for me. I enjoyed it, but when the series ends, though, I mean, my opinion, the series ain't going to be exactly the most positive due to, again, the plot conveniences we just had it throughout the whole season. But regardless, though, I still enjoyed it, and I have to give it props for at least that. But anyways, though, these are my thoughts on the episode. I would really love to hear your thoughts on how I feel about my reaction or the episode itself in the comment section below. Hope y'all rate,